What's up, everybody? It's Gary Alexander for Fighters Only TV. I am here with Tapout, and it's an interesting day today, man. We drove all the way down from Huntington. It's been a long drive, a long day, and I'm really blown away at the offices and everything. I wish that the fans could see what I've seen today. It's a pretty amazing place to be. A lot of dreams have come to fruition out of this offices in this area here. Tell me a little bit about how you guys are feeling. We just lost Charles. How's the company feeling today? And how, more importantly, how are you two feeling?
We're very focused. Of course we had a time for mourning, and there's a lot of we were real quiet for the first few days, and just trying to gather our thoughts and come together. And we met several times, and we've just had to get a lot of things in place, and meetings with lawyers and lots of things you just don't feel like dealing with at the time. But we had to do it, and we know we have to move forward. I mean, it was Charles's dream to make this company something that no one's ever seen before, and he was shooting for the stars. He always talked about Nike, and those are who we had in our sights, and that type of company. Not to say that we were here to take down Nike, but to build that type of dream. And so we're really surprised, but we're not going nowhere. We're here to keep pushing and keep living out his dream.
Obviously, from a fan's perspective, you guys have been around, since the beginning. And I wanted to talk just briefly a little bit about the early days. Stories of selling T-shirts out of the back of a car. Not even being able to get inside the event, having to be across the street from the event. Those early days laid the groundwork for what we see here today, which is amazing. And what we've seen, the memorials over the last few days of Charles. Tell me a little bit about that passion in the early days. What got you here?
For us, that was really, it was the journey that was the fun part. Now you kind of, we still have fun. We still do a lot of things that are fun. Every day is an adventure here. We can't even say that we really work, because we have fun every day, and we have fun coming to work and building this type of company, and making decisions that are life-changing decisions for many of our employees. So allowing, we have some 150 employees, and giving them jobs, that's satisfying to us. But the early days, man, when it was just us two and Charles, and I remember setting up on the side of the road over at King of the Cage and selling T-shirts out of a trailer, and driving up to Fresno and for WEC, and then out to Arizona. And I can remember one trip, we were just reminiscing about it right before Charles, before the day, and we were talking about how we had drove to Vegas for a grappling event, and then went straight through to Utah for a fight out there that Monty Cox was throwing. And then on the way back, Dana, I think it was Dana or Lorenzo, one of them called us and said, "Hey, you guys got to come out to England." But I was on our way out to a show out in Arizona, so we drove all the way to Arizona, and they flew out to England, and I stayed back and did the show in Arizona, and then they flew back into Arizona, and then we all drove home. And that was like, and literally on no sleep half the time, and sleeping in flea bag hotels, and
the crazy times, and as crazy as it sounds, and as hard as times were money wise and everything, we always, no matter how bad the day was or how good the day was, we always said, it's coming. One day we're just gonna, this is just a chapter in the book. That's what we used to say, One day we're gonna look back and we're gonna reminisce, and yeah, we have fun now doing it. We had fun then doing it. We're always gonna have fun, but it's just a part of the book or the movie, whatever we talked about at that time.
And one of the things that I noticed whenever I saw you guys this morning is that, as somber as it is, and as heavy of a situation it is with losing Charles, it's just to let you guys know, in the lobby here, there's some TVs that are on the wall, some plasmas, and there's it shows the loops of the Tapout show, and I was just laughing at the the stuff that happened on there, and I think that knowing Charles, especially the way that you two did, is probably the best medicine and the best thing for you right now.
Oh yeah, Charles. Anybody who knew him, especially if you knew him for longer than 5 minutes, you know that he wanted everybody in the room smiling, and he never, I don't think he would have wanted anybody mourning over his death, and nobody knew him better than us two, and I think that he was. We felt that in our hearts that this was never going to be a sad time. We didn't want it to be a sad time. He wouldn't have wanted it to be a sad time. He would have wanted us to look forward and know that he had done every. I don't want to say everything that he said he set out to do, but we achieved a lot of dreams. I mean, the guy was driving a Ferrari. He was, he had touched millions of people. He had built this company from, we started out in this small little tiny warehouse. It was about 1900. Well, actually, our first warehouse was my house. It was a room in my condo, and then we moved to like an 800 square foot retail space that we shut down for retail because it was in such a bad area. We had to put bars up in front, and it was like they couldn't even rent it out. I think our lease was $290 a month.
Next to the barber shop.
Yeah, it was right next to this barber shop.
Obviously, you never visited.
Crazy.
And I'm a tall, skinny white boy. They wouldn't. It was in that part of the neighborhood where I couldn't go.
You had to have a weave or something to be getting in there. But it was a bad area of town. But and then we moved into here. It was about 1,900 square feet, and then we started taking over. And now we got the whole complex. Like 40,000 square feet or something, and it's been a good journey, and Charles was absolutely proud of everything that we had done and that he had done, and our TV show and the UFC, how it's grown, and credit to Dana and Lorenzo for doing that, and just everything was just great, and I can't say that he was in a bad place in his life either. He had. Personally, he'd come a long way in his life, and he was just in a good place. And I mean, if there was a time for it to happen, this was the time, So I'm not gonna say nobody wants a tragedy like this to happen, but he was in his mind, he was ready if something like this were to happen. He was ready.